Hello everyone, Malphite here, and since we have all the supports of the new LFL 2025 season confirmed, I'm going to do a tier list. Make sure you subscribe to me because I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So if you're new here, then make sure you do that, and I'll get back to the video. So, how I'm going to do the tier list, just a quick explanation first. I'm not going to rank these players on how good I think they will be next year, because that also depends a lot on their team, on what AD carries they are going to be playing with. I'm going to try to rank them based on how good I think they are overall, what kind of momentum do they have from their past splits, and so on. But you know, feel free to criticize me in the comments and so on, because everyone has their own opinions, and maybe the list will not be that accurate, but we'll have to see. So first, I want to start with a baseline, and that's basically saying who is S tier. And I think there are two S tier players, at least in the relevance, in the ratio, like compared to the other players. And so first I'll start with the obvious one, and I think that's Fleshy. I think Fleshy was performing very, very well on a KC Academy. Even though he is changing teams now, I think he showed that he is worthy to be playing on that team. So I think Fleshy is gonna be really, really good, and he is very, very good. He's changing teams though, so maybe if his new team is a bit weaker, I'll probably make a whole video about that where I'll evaluate LFL as a whole and the players, whether there are upgrades, downgrades, and so on. But it's a bit tougher to do it in minor regions than to do it in, let's say, LEC, where we see a lot more of these players also in international performances, and we can kind of tell more about them. But okay, enough rambling, let's move on to the second S tier player, and that is Piero. So Piero, I think these guys might be interchangeable, but I'll keep Fleshy toward the left because he kind of showed a lot more in the LFL. But you know, he was playing in the DRX Academy. He was doing very well in the DRX Academy in the LCK minor league, and then he, I think, transferred to Zero Tenacity, which is, I think, like a Polish league and so on, and he was doing pretty well there as well. And so now we're going to see him reunited in the new KC team and with Exakig and so on, and so I think this team will be very good. But also, even if he was in like any other team, I would still put him in the S tier. So I think that's a good representation of the player. Let's see now. Who would I put? Okay, let's just continue down the line now. So actually, DOS is a bit of a tough one because he was performing really well before coming to the LEC. And then once he was in LEC, he was performing pretty poorly. He had a good split with Exakig, they were pretty good. And then it started not working out, and so he came back to the LFL, and he was not performing that great in the LFL. Not the LFL, well, anyways, he was not performing that well. So I'm not really sure. The thing is, you know, the strength of a player is always determined by what, like, how good the team they are also playing in. And if you have a really good team and you're performing badly, then you're probably pretty bad. And if you have a bad team but you're performing very well, then you're probably very good. And so DOS was in the LDLC team. He was there with Yike, he was there with Ragnar, Eika, Exakig, and so he looked very good. Then he came to the LEC, and also the team, the SK Gaming team, was pretty solid. But overall, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I would put him somewhere between B and C. I'm gonna put him in C right now. It might seem a bit harsh, but maybe I'll change it later. Next we have Erdote. I think Erdote was very good. He was very strong, I think, playing for BDSA Academy. Then he went to Zero Tenacity in the Polish league. I would expect him to play better there. He was not playing very good. But also, I guess Polish league is a bit weaker than like French league and so on. So I would definitely put him above DOS. Not sure if A or B. Probably I would put him in B tier for now. Probably many people are going to be disappointed in this, or maybe they're gonna be like, what? How could you not put him? He's A tier and so on. But I'll go put him in B tier for now. Next up we have Honor. Honor, you know what? Honor is A tier. He was in a bad team, and he was performing very well in that team, like above the expectations. And so for now, I'm going to believe in his abilities to play well. But again, I'm going to say it one more time, in case you like skip the video or something, that I think all these players can be good on a good team, and they can be bad on a bad team. But I think the ability to perform well on like a team that's objectively bad is very important for support. So for now, I'm going to keep him in A tier. Now we have Mursa. Mursa took a split off. He was playing in Heretics. He was pretty bad. Before that, he was playing in the LFL, if I remember correctly, and he was performing okay. So a similar caliber of a player than DOS, but I would say a bit worse because again he took a split off. We don't really know what to expect. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna put him in D tier, but for now I'm gonna put him at the same tier as DOS. Mirtus. He was playing on like a solid team, and he was performing pretty badly there. And performing badly on like the team wasn't great, but performing badly on a team that's like okay-ish is not a good sign. So I'm gonna put him in D tier. He's still young. I think he's like 19. But yeah, for now I'm gonna put him in D tier, and we'll see. So up next, we have Prime. I think Prime, I don't know, like he performed pretty solid, I would say. He was on Team Go. That was a really good team. I think he just performed kind of according to the expectations, and I think according to the expectations is kind of like the B tier. I don't know. I still would put him above DOS and Mursa, and obviously above Myrtus, but yeah, not above Erdote, and just in the middle of the pack. Next we have Twist. Yeah, he went to Schalke and had actually a solid run with them, but I don't really know what to think. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really watching that league much, so it's really hard for me to kind of estimate the power of this player. So I would kind of put him in the DOS Mursa tier, probably above Mursa, below DOS. I think that's kind of fair. And finally we have Zoelis, very similar to DOS and Mursa. He was in the LEC. He was doing very well in the LFL. He was like a hot rookie prospect, and then he came to the LEC, and somehow the Rogue team just fell apart. But that's the case not only for him, but also for players who we thought were pretty good, like Marcoon, like Odoamne, Finn, there was Comp, right? So all these players now kind of are gonna end up in the minor regions because the team just wasn't doing well. And so Zoelis, again, very similar to DOS and Mursa, either above DOS or below somewhere. And now let me see if there are any changes that I would make. So I'm gonna show some just to cover my bases, just to do like a justification. I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna show some variations of the tier list, and then maybe in the comments you can let me know if you like those better. But like this would be my final tier list. But You could also do something like this, for example. I think you could move Erdote and Prime higher, and then you can make Zoralis and Dos in B tier, and then Twist and Mursa in C tier, and Myrtas in D tier. So this is also a viable tier list. So maybe let me know if you like this one better than the previous one. But you could also do something like this. You could move these guys back here, and you could keep these guys in B tier. So this is another option of a viable tier list, right? So maybe this is like the alternative number 2. So if you're gonna write about it in the comments, the one I showed previously was number 1. This is alternative number 2. Now I'm gonna show you alternative number 3. Alternative number 3 is keeping these guys in C tier and moving these guys in D tier, or maybe keeping like Twist in C tier. And obviously Myrtas would be lower. So something like this, or something like this is like alternative number 3, right? But overall, this would be the final tier list, and I showed you the alternatives. So if you like the alternatives better, let me know in the comments. If you would make the tier list completely different, make sure to criticize me, and I'll try to respond, and I'll try to learn, and you know, maybe we can do some sort of a discussion and so on. Maybe I should do one for bot lane duos as well, because I think it also really depends on like who has the best bot lane in the league and so on. But yeah, this is the tier list for now. I don't want to drag it on for too much longer. Make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Hit the like, that would help me a ton. And you know, I want this, I want all the LFL fans to see this type of videos. Also, let me know if you would like me to do a different kind of tier list for LFL or maybe other leagues. Yeah, and that's about it. So see you guys next time. Bye bye.